What's up YouTube? I'm Hakman. In today's episode, we have a 2018 BMW M240i xDrive, and the kid inside of me wants to get in it and drive it right away. Let's start off with the styling of the exterior. The front of the car looks mean and aggressive, especially in that sunset orange color. And then you move on to the side profile, it's very sleek and sporty. Then moving on to the rear, I just find it a little flat compared to the other profiles of this car. Like the front, the side, they flow really well, they look mean and aggressive, but the rear is a little flat. Now moving on to the interior styling. It's a good quality interior, nothing wrong with it. But when you compare it to the competitors, it's a little basic and bland. I think that's not a bad thing. You're going for the drive feel, you're going for the experience, and some people are okay with an interior like that. As we all know, BMW has always made some good engines, and this one is a B58 series 3-liter inline-6 twin turbo. It produces 335 horsepower and 365 pound-feet of torque. For those of you who didn't know, the torque on the 240i and the M2 is the same, 365 pound-feet. Now that being said, let's move in and check out how that engine sounds. Okay, let's do a pull in sport mode. The handling and responsiveness on this car was unreal. Because of that 50-50 weight distribution, wherever you point, the car goes. And that engine is so responsive. Anytime you hit the gas, doesn't matter what mode, comfort, sport, sport plus, it will shift in the right gear and just go. If you're looking to buy one of these, there are not many available in Alberta. The price point usually for a used one with less kilometers and in good shape is anywhere from 35,000 to 40,000 Canadian. Let's do a launch test on it and see how it goes. But the first thing that I obviously love about this car is the viciousness to redline. In Sport and Sport Plus, it just goes and goes and it doesn't seem like it's going to stop. The term comfort isn't really synonymous with BMWs because they make a sportier ride. It's usually firm, but when you switch this beast into comfort mode, it actually becomes really comfortable at highway speeds, and I really enjoy driving it on a longer drive. That's one thing with BMW when compared to Mercedes and Audi. Their comfort mode, they say it's comfort, but you know, when you put that foot on the gas, the car just goes. The steering wheel is actually really good to hold, and I love the pedal shifters on it. They belong here. That's how it should be, and I think most of the manufacturers should learn from BMW when it comes to pedal shifters. They're big, they're right there. They honestly, like compared to I would say like Audis, they feel much premium, the shifters on it. With a flick of a switch, I could go from Eco mode to Sport Plus. Now, Eco mode is pointless in a BMW, but I really enjoyed driving the car with different settings and just by flicking that switch. See how it does on the twisters here. So responsive. It's a true driver's car, even with that 8-speed automatic. The automatic actually feels like a dual clutch, and the responsiveness of the engine, the chassis, the transmission is so good. You always feel like pushing it around the corners. It's just such a fun car to drive. The perfect balance, the perfect weight distribution, and it's really enjoyable even in daily driving conditions. There's not much to dislike about the BMW 240i. It's a really good daily driver, and it does everything that you want it to do the way you want it to do every time. And that xDrive obviously is a plus in Alberta weather. But there are a few things that I didn't like about this BMW, and let's see what they are. Now, when I say that the interior is lacking, that doesn't necessarily mean that the BMW quality is bad. It's just not on par with other competitors. They've stuck to the same formula over the years by having a basic interior compared to other German competitors, and maybe that's what they think is the way to go for them. For a premium used car that goes for 35 to 40,000, I would expect a better interior quality from BMW. Now, my other dislike with the BMW is the non-existent rear seats. You can't even fit a regular sized kid in there, let alone an adult. That's how small and non-existent they are. That brings me to my last dislike on this BMW, and this is mostly personal preference and the way you're used to using all these infotainment systems. I personally found it very complicated, but that's because I haven't been using it for that long. So this really comes down to personal preference, because some people will love it, and for me personally, I found it a little bit confusing. Now that brings us to the end of this episode. This car will probably appeal to the younger generation and people with younger kids. If you're okay with that cramped rear seat and are looking for a car that's thrilling and performs really well all year round, I would go for this BMW 240iM. Before you guys leave, don't forget to watch our local business of the week.
Gem Autos, where you can get a gem of a deal. Don't miss their early summer special. When buying, you can choose any one option from the following: no payments up to 1 year, no car insurance payments up to 1 year, 0% financing up to 5 years on approval of credit. Bad credit, good credit, no problem. Gem Autos has you covered. They are located on 2730 23 Street Northeast. Phone number is 403-464-5224. Their website is gemautos.ca. Like them on Facebook and visit them for a gem of a deal.